Taurus, welcome to your Intimate Tarot reading. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. If you are new to the channel and you'd like to know why I read Intimate Tarot, specifically sexual energy, it will be outlined for you in the description box as a heads up. If you are indeed that person who is sensitive around the topics of sexual energy, sexual identification, sexual exploration, feel free to pass this message type up. No offense taken, none whatsoever. I don't want you to watch anything that would cause you offense because you will literally take nothing from it. And that's true for any and all tarot. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the energy type is. Myself, personally, I understand and believe that sexual energy, it comes into play as who we are as individuals, guys. Therefore, it stands to reason, affects our relationships, or has the chance to as well. And I operate from that philosophy, the more you know. You know? So let's get cracking. You will notice. Case in point. My vocals are a little off today. This is very normal for me. This time of year, I get really extreme bouts of hay fever, stuff like that. And the first thing that's affected is my vocal cords. So you might hear my voice dip in and out, a lot of throat clearing, that kind of thing. Just please show me some patience, if you will. We'll get through it. I'm still here, and if you believe it, I put off readings as much as possible. This is a huge improvement compared to where I was, say, a couple of days ago. So, there you go. Show me that Taurian sexual energy, please. Show me that Taurian sexual energy, please. What's going on for Taurus, please? Show me that Taurian sexual energy, and regardless of the reading type, the basic rules apply. Take what resonates, if it does not, reverse energies as it applies, and I will point out, please be mindful of your comments. Intimate Tarot obviously provokes a great deal of sensitivity. Insight, that's one of the reasons why it's a channel favorite, yes, but also sensitivity. So again, let's just be mindful of our comments. Cross-watchers, same. All right. Show me that Taurian sexual energy, please. What is going on for Taurus? Show me Taurus, please. Oh, and I modified the board a wee bit too. Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. You're not feeling too loved right now. Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and they're not very much equipped in handing you what you need. I don't know why they're withholding it, but it's established. As I say, I modified the board to include shared or new. You're manifesting. You are manifesting. Let's see what you're manifesting. We'll get there. Let's see over the next several months. Two of Cups, Justice, the Fool. I see you opening your heart space to someone whom you wish to just balance things with, and at least on the emotional level with the Two of Cups. Your heart is here. It's showing up very well. In the Fool, I see you opening up. Spiritually speaking, you're relinquishing some energy because you want to. I don't know where you're putting it, but it's beautiful. Excuse me. Obstacles, challenges, the Hermit. Outcome, Two of Wands, a little bit of waiting and decision making here. Okay, I'm not going to lie, not the great opening of energies. You feel emotionally neglected, physically neglected. It's not great. There's breakage here. Five of Pentacles, specifically with that Queen of Cups. You have a beautiful heart, and it's feeling neglected. Your heart space, as well as I'm assuming your sex, those two are often linked up. It's case in point, one of the reasons why I read Intimate Tarot. Feeling neglected, emotionally and sexually, despite the fact that you would have fullness there. And then I have someone around you who says that they are well-founded with you with the Ten of Pentacles, but Seven of Swords. There is that sense here of Seven of Swords leaning away from. Okay, there's some things they just don't want to address or not comfortable addressing in their sexual energy towards you or in the connection, which is otherwise, as I believe, founded. I asked if it was shared or if it was new. It is neither shared, but I don't know if it's new. You are showing me manifestation. All right, what you're manifesting, I don't know. We shall see. Over the next several months, Two of Cups, Justice, the Fool. That is some beautiful, I wish to balance in the heart space. And the Fool, you're opening up. Whom you're showing balance with, I don't know, but it feels right to you, and that's all that matters to me. In the challenge position, Hermit, healing something, or that situation or a connection. You might have some Virgo in your chart. You could be connecting. We also have Libra here. Okay, and then the Two of Wands is the outcome. A little bit of waiting, decision making. Let's see what's going on for you. Those of you who have been around, you recognize, of course, Big Red. That's what I call it. Its official name is the Tarot deck of sexual magic, respectively. Show me that Five of Pentacles, please. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles, not my favorite. Not wanting to look too deeply at something for some of you. Let's see that Five of Pentacles, please. Two of Swords, King of Cups, the Four of Wands. I got relationship energy here for you. You're saying that you love this person, but you don't seem to understand if they love you back in the same way. Because, again, you feel emotionally neglected. So how that Four of Wands looks like to you, I don't know. Could be anything from full-on marriage to I just understand that you and I are in a relationship with the Four of Wands, so as it resonates. And the King of Cups, I got a matching sweet mate with the King Queen of Cups and confusion. You feel hurt and emotionally neglected because you can't understand or tell if your person's on the same emotional page as you. And that's going to include that sexual energy as well. You know, when one is lacking the ideas, the other one typically is too. As sex, when we're in a relationship, is meant to be an extension of our emotional selves. This is how I show you I love you. This is how I show you my passion. This is how you and I bond, okay? And one of the reasons I like to read intimate tarot is to show people that love and sex are not mutually exclusive. In fact, usually they're one and the same. So typically, you know, where one is missing, the other one tends to be affected. It creates a domino effect. So you're saying I hurt, I feel emotionally and then possibly sexually neglected. I can't quite tell where my person's coming from. Do they still feel the same way? Because I'm a little confused about how they feel towards me. As if I had a stronger understanding, I probably wouldn't feel so remiss in my heart. I wouldn't feel so neglected. Okay. Show me that Queen of Cups, please. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. It's one thing, Five of Pentacles, to have some brief, you know, sexual absence. But if it gets to the point of constant neglect, yeah, you're going to wonder if your person still feels the same way. Let's see you. Ace of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. You say it's been moving in this direction for a long time, and the more it moves in this particular direction, your truth, as you understand, is that it hurts you because you feel rejected. You feel rejected in your heart when your person either rejects your sex or rejects your heart, or a combination of those two. Yeah, it's going to take a toll on your heart to feel like that constantly, a Knight of Pentacles. So it's been moving in this direction for some time. So of course you're questioning your person's heart space. Speaking of which, let's jump on over to them. And I can see why. They have a sneaking away element. There's no pretty way to address the Seven of Swords. Everybody has a Seven of Swords. Everybody has a Five of Swords. And if you say you don't, that's your Five of Swords. You know, we all have those things we tell ourselves are true when they're not. We all have those things. I'd rather not think about that. Seven of Swords. I'd rather not deal with it. So they admit they admit to having a Ten of Pentacles with you in terms of foundation. But in other aspects, they don't seem to be showing up so strongly. So, of course, naturally you're going to question if they still love you. That makes perfect sense. Now, of course, one begets the other. I mean, that just... Of course you're going to feel that way. Of course you're going to question it. And let's see what's going on with this person. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. Oh dear. Well, this person's got a bad case of the fibsies. They got fibber written all over them. Like I said, there was no pretty way to address the Five of Swords or the Seven of Swords. Unfortunately, they have the Seven of Swords twice on top of the Five of Swords. So when this person doesn't like to think about something, they really don't like to think about something. They're pretty much telling themselves they're happy with the Sun, and they're not. It's a lie. So I know that the foundation here, it feels stable between you two. But when it comes to the emotional and sexual consequence of how your particular relationship plays out, they say they're happy. Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords. This is not true. They say they have warmth towards you, or they still feel the sexual energy with you. That's a lie. It's a dodge. They're dodging it. They don't like to think about it. What is so egregious that they can't afford to think about it? Why won't they think about it? What's the refusal? That's just flat out refusal. On top of denial, to think about something that's critical and then to bold-faced lie about it. I'm happy. I'm happy with us emotionally. I'm happy with us sexually. We have a foundation, right? So all must be well. Common misconception, and probably one of the worst false assumptions I see, is if we're stable, we have an empire, we're well connected, we must be happy. No, that's one of the biggest fallacies. So that Seven of Swords, please. I have a hard time with energies that are that non-confrontational. That's a lot of denial. It's a lot. It's too much. And self-sabotaging. As far as I can tell, this connection's for them to lose if they don't want to be honest. Because that's what you want. You want the emotional truth. Do they still love you? It's actually quite simple. And while it's painful to hear you ask that, nevertheless, you're being honest with yourself about it. I don't know if they still love me. Because they don't make me feel loved. They don't make me feel secure. They don't make me feel like my emotional, physical needs are being met. But at least yours was honest. And the more it carries on in this way, and that's a bold truth you have, Ace of Swords. This has been going on for a long time, and my heart hurts. I feel empty. I feel disconnected, deappreciated, undervalued. But it all goes back to your heart. Yes, the Five of Pentacles here representing that physical break of sexual energy, yes. And they're telling themselves it's still fine. When you didn't, when you live in denial, honey, when you claim denial as your level, or your country that doesn't have a postcode, nobody can get to you unless you want to have insight. They're saying it's fair even when it's not. They push off the sexual energy. I don't like this at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know how to live in that world where you can be so dishonest with the self, never mind with someone else. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, and I wouldn't want to. Be angry, be hateful, just don't be a liar. Jesus. Even while they maintain a balance with you, yeah, no, their heart's not very open towards you. Seven of Wands with the Queen of Cups. This person's heart's extremely guarded around you. It's like they haven't let you in a long time. I don't see that plan to change. It does not look like it's a plan that's going to change. I don't think they have a plan, honey. They're very busy telling themselves all is well when it's fundamentally not well at all. This person's so used to lying to themselves on the inside that I don't think they would know what going back to square one would even mean. I think this person's lost sight at square one of what it is to love and to be loved, to be warm, to want to be sexually active with your person because you love them. Not just to satisfy anybody's sense of needs, but because you genuinely want to. And it's like, yeah, we've been together, everything's fine. I'm still very much satisfied by this. Their heart is very guarded. It's blocked off towards you. Seven of Swords, and they dodge any thought of that like a bullet. They don't want to think about it. They haven't felt warm with you in a long time, and that means their heart space hasn't felt warm towards you in a long time. So yes, you have been emotionally and sexually affected by this person, mostly because they lie to themselves, and everything begins with the self. If you lie to yourself, first and foremost, you're going to lie to other people. You just don't know it because you're so busy convincing yourself of an untruth. And then you have to spend even more time convincing other people of your untruth as well. So yeah, when I say this person has lost sight of square one when it comes to relationships with you, that's what that means. They lost sight of themselves. Yeah, they're guarded towards you, 100%. And so is their sex, and that's fine. You can't make someone love you. You can't make someone have sex with you. No, God forbid. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, don't lie about it. Be real. Real respect's real. You want the real even if it hurts. They want to deny the real and maintain everything's well, and it's not. And they say everything's fair. No, it's not. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. The consequence you pay for not being honest with yourself. You walk around satisfied when you're clearly not. Show me this. Show me the magician, please. Let me see what you're manifesting. Honey, you know, whatever this connection is to you, I'm going to point out the obvious. It's not worthy of you. That's it. Someone can be honest with you about their heart, or they can't. Someone can be honest with you about their sex, or they can't. Someone either loves you without conditions, or they can't. And bless you for your part. You don't understand. How come you can't feel their love? It confuses you. It's because they're not sharing it. But they're also lying to themselves about not sharing it. Let me guess, there's always an excuse. There's always something going on, right? Let's see that magician, please. You want something else? Yeah, well. Stands to reason, doesn't it? You're manifesting something else in a different direction altogether that has a completely different energetic imprint compared to whatever this is. I pause this for repeat myself. It's kind of what I do. But if this relationship is lost, it's theirs to lose, not yours. But in a way, you would still benefit very much so. Your manifestation, you wish to share your emotional and sexual manifestation with someone else. You still very strongly desire emotional reciprocity, love. You still very much desire sexual expression, very much so. Okay, you see them as being one and the same. You are also manifesting it from someone else. Okay, whether or not it's there, I don't know. But you would like it to be yours. You would like to make it or have it available to you, and you are pulling it in. What that looks like in 3D, I could not say. I just know that it's a soul bond of some type. Okay. 6 of Cups. So there's a good chance you know whom that person is. Soul bonds are very unique. I'm sure you've heard me say it before. And that's exactly what it is. It's just unique. It feels different because it is different. Your soul knows that person, even if you two look nothing alike on surface. It's one of those beautiful connections where you have shared memories, literally sharing cups, okay, of emotionality and things like that. But there's an ease around you two that suggests you two know each other, even if you can't quite understand how. And that you two are different to each other compared to anyone else you might meet, and you don't quite know how. That's typically what a soul bond is, and it's beautiful and it's lovely, and it lights you up. 6 of Wands. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel seen. Okay. It makes you feel attractive because you are, all right? And I have a Queen of Wands here, somebody who's got that fiery, passionate intensity attached to them. This person feels really good. Their energy feels very good to you. So we have that which you crave, the water as well as the fire and the expression of it, being able to live up to it. Okay. That's beautiful. That's what you're manifesting. This is obviously not shared with this person. This is you. Your energy being solo, pulling in from another direction. But it's a specific direction. That 6 of Cups automatically made it specific. Whether or not you will achieve it, I don't know, but it's beautiful. And you seem to have a strong, at least in your soul, you're recognizing it as being a lot more compatible to who you are, emotionally and sexually. Okay, it's both. All right. I don't know if you'll achieve it. Let's keep cracking. Yeah, but it is theirs to lose, honey. And I'm going to say this. One, I understand why you're questioning the love. It makes perfect sense. They lie. Why? I don't know. Possibly, most likely, because of the Ten of Pentacles. It's there. It's in place. Some people aren't that brave, where they can admit these things to themselves. Okay? It's passive. It changes the subject, and it probably twists things up to divert from the main issues. So, of course, naturally, you're going to question, how come I feel separated from my person emotionally? Do they not love me anymore? As it goes to my second point, you should never have to ask that. Let's say that Two of Cups, please. It's here energetically. This is here, and you're already manifesting it. I don't know if it will show up, but it's there for you, and spiritually and emotionally. Okay. I don't know. Let's see that Two of Cups, please. Let's see that Two of Cups, please. And the fact that they can't ease the answer also gives you an answer. And by that I mean, if they could answer your question, you wouldn't be asking the question. Again, avoidance, avoidance, avoidance. Not being real, not being real, not being real. First and foremost with themselves, which I already have a hard time respecting in and of itself. If you can't be real with yourself, then you're just, well, to put not too fine a point on it, you're effed with everyone else. Everything begins with the self. And bless you over there, you just don't know if they feel the same, and you shouldn't have to ask that at all. And even if you asked it one time, Taurus, honey, even if you asked it one time should have been enough. And you still don't have a satisfactory answer. Okay. You have put off this idea of new. It's with you. You're not ready to look into it just yet, but it's there with you. It's on delay with the Hanged Man. You're trying to you're trying to suspend judgment here of next steps. Next steps is with you in theory. Okay, it's also viable too. Very strong with the Ace of Pentacles, your particular master symbol. So when Taurus knows they want to invest in something, that's usually the strongest indication that that's what they're going to do. Okay. You actually have a strong indication here of a new investment, literally in love, but you're like, that's on standby. I'm still kind of looking into it, and I'm warming up to it, or not yet, but you seem to know it's there. And that's part of the reason, I think, one of the reasons why your manifestation is so strong, because through your eyes and through your heart, it seems like a real viable option. The Ace of Pentacles is actually quite solid. As you understand it, it's a very solid offer. And so when that comes from you, I take it seriously. So you seem to know it's there, but you haven't given it too much thought. Page of Swords. Hanged Man, it's like, not yet. I'm still opening up towards that, Christina. Okay, I understand that. I respect that. It does need to become more solid in your 3D world. Okay, Two of Cups. I love union with somebody. I respect that. Just please know, your manifestation and your 3D energy really should go hand in hand. Because if you manifest that powerfully and it arrives to you, or it has arrived to you before you're ready, you will always be at odds with yourself. Okay? So ideally when we manifest and we have something so strongly in mind, it's because we have the intention of bringing it into the 3D world. So I understand that you want to step back, give it more time. You're not ready to fully commit to that Ace of Pentacles yet, a new beginning in love. Just please know that we ideally have our 5D and 3D energy sync up. Okay. All right, Justice. Excuse me. Show me Justice, please. Show me justice. Show me justice. People ask me why I shuffle like that instead of what every other reader does. One day I'll explain that. There's a reason why. Six of Swords. Eight of Wands. Page of Wands. I didn't cut the deck. I don't think. That's alright. I didn't need to. Justice, Six of Swords, Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. It's interesting. Somebody here doesn't want to open up to communication. Libra energy does not have to be. They don't want to open up to passion. The wand is here, the fire. It's pretty simple. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the passion. They don't want to talk about the language. It's like, again, there's that insistence that all is well. It doesn't need to be discussed. The passion doesn't need to be discussed. Opening up to passion doesn't need to be discussed. Okay, let's switch it up. Show me the Fool, please. Oh, Four of Swords. Show me that Fool, please. Show me the Fool, please. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool. The Hierophant. That's you. What you up to? You don't want to be unhappy anymore. Your heart's opening towards new love. You are tired of being disappointed emotionally, sexually, and in the commitment, whatever that is to you. Four of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. You. The Fool. I told you there's this hesitation here about really making that Ace of Pentacles happen. And now you're showing me an Ace of Cups. So that principle of allowing yourself to give yourself permission, okay, because the Hierophant represents permission. At the end of the day, he's often immediately interpreted as commitment. Yeah, commitment, not just marriage, guys. It's anything you say yes or no to is technically a commitment. So it's that spiritual side of you that says, first and foremost, I have to commit to me. What is right for me? The Taurus is saying, what's right for me is that I don't want to be upset, disappointed, and hurt anymore. You have become even more malleable, okay? Spiritually speaking. That you want to open up to new. It's there. It seems to be dancing around in the palm of your hand like this. And you haven't completely caught it. But it's there. It's almost like it's teasing you. And you're the one who has to go like this. You have to know that you want to close your hand around it. Those aces. Those aces are just waving around in that beautiful bull face of yours, saying, Taurus, aces, Taurus. And you're like, oh, I'm opening up to it. I can kind of see why whomever is here, there's some things they just refuse to discuss. In other words, they're not giving you much to work with. So, again, it's their connection to lose. Okay. I see your willingness on your part to do what it is that you need to do. And again, I have to insist you shouldn't have to ask. And even if you do ask, even if you must ask, honey, even if you must ask. Because I think we all, if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, you ask it at least once. You shouldn't have to repeat it twice. They still haven't answered the question, or they didn't. They gave you an answer that didn't make any sense to you. Still doesn't. Why? Why can't you just believe them? Because they don't believe themselves, honey. What did I say? Everything begins with a self. They're lying to themselves. They say they're happy. And you know they're not. That's why the answer is not satisfactory. So again, your manifestation searches outward. Your aces, you're becoming more acclimated to those. In the challenge position, which is not my favorite, the hermit should not be in the challenge position. But some things, like I said, you cannot heal. We shall see. Show me the hermit, please. Show me the hermit. Show me the hermit. Show me the hermit. Show me the hermit. You ask it once, honey. You don't ask it twice. And even then, I think once is one time too many. You should know. You should know. The hermit. You don't know if they could ever really speak for themselves. Yeah, no shit. I agree. I completely agree. And as a challenge, that actually makes perfect sense. What's keeping this relationship from being healed is their lack of honesty with you. I completely 100% agree. You'll get no argument from me with that. I think that's a very fair assessment. And it's a truth you have come to recognize with that Ace of Swords. It's your truth, not theirs. In other words, you had to fill in the blanks for them. Exactly. When you have to fill in the blanks for somebody, that's because they left you hanging and you don't know. So all you can do is work with what you know, not with what you don't. And you don't know what this person really feels because they don't know. Five of Swords, Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, etc. I don't want to talk about it. Six of Swords. It's balanced, so I'm going to say it's balanced because I actually believe it. Yeah, when you tell yourself that over and over again, you're going to believe it. But it's not. Because it leaves you hanging fundamentally in this particular equation. So when you tell me, Christina, the biggest challenge here in this connection I'm in is that it won't heal. It won't heal because they don't have the independence, wherewithal, or frankly the nerve to speak for themselves. As an independent person, I think that they are covered in lies. They are lying to themselves. Five of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. Yes. They are lying to themselves. And therefore to you. Are they a malicious person? I don't know. I'm not doing a back profile on this person. I do know that this person is heavily steeped in denial. And they don't want to talk about it. Again, what are you supposed to do with that? Someone either loves you and wants to give you the best of themselves, or they do not. You've already shown me clear signs of manifestation outside of this. Someone who is actually in alignment with you, in love and in passion, and you have a very strong idea of who they are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be manifesting a Six of Cups. And you've also even said to me, I have a very realistic, Christina, idea of who they are. Ace of Pentacles. My heart is tired of being depressed and tired and running around. I want to open up. I want to be me. I want to be the best possible Taurus I can be. Commitment to myself. Commitment to my own heart. Commitment to what I understand commitment to be. And then now you've got a third pentacle. I'm sorry, a third ace here. Sorry, a little tired. There's the Ace of Swords. We're only missing an Ace of Wands at this point. You have a very strong truth here. You understand about this person what they do not. They can't be honest with themselves about what this connection is, this relationship, this commitment, what it means to them, and why they're in it, and if they love you. And it's so good. What you gonna do, Taurus? Two of Wands. You can wait. You can make a decision. I grant you. Two of Wands is a lot more active than the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. May you use it. No matter the resistance, you're headed towards your manifestation, not keeping yourself entrenched in this. You will meet obstacles along the way. Your decision has yet to be fully complete. It's going to take some time. Nevertheless, you have, at the soul level, decided to move forward. It's just very slow, with caution. Your manifestation calls to you very strongly. And in case I didn't emphasize this already, and it's coming from a place of love, loving thyself, understanding what is intolerable or intolerable in a relationship dynamic, you doing what's right for you, loving yourself first, so you don't have to question anyone's love ever again. When you love yourself, this doesn't happen. If this person loved themselves more, they would know how to be honest with you. You didn't think about that, did you? Love either is or it isn't. It's an absolute. There really isn't much room in there. It's either love or it isn't. That's why I say maybe you ask the question once, but you don't ask it twice. You are abiding by your manifestation, which I saw over here with your soul bone. You are moving in that direction, no matter how slow. There's resistance along your path. But you need to go where your heart flows. You need to go where your heart and your passion flows. It's there, it's been with you the whole time. I think you're finally deciding to go like this. Except it's more like oh, it's happening. It's kind of like that. It's how slow that's happening. And then you're going to have that moment. It's like, oh, I was headed in this direction. Yeah, you were. You slowpoke. But hey, I'd rather you be slow and steady and sure than to be like completely chaotic and unsure, right? It's better that you know. Your resistance, of course, comes from yourself. But I think you know that. I know what it is. You want to be sure. I know, Taurus. I know you very well. So the bigger parts of you that are recognizing this and consolidating yourself towards it, it's you're literally mapping points out for me about not begrudging this for what it is or isn't, but more like accepting that it's not for you. Okay? I don't see any ill will in you towards this. Just sadness. Disappointment. Okay? It's not done with this hurts to look at. And I'm sorry that they put you in that place. And I'm sorry that they have to lie to themselves as much as they do. If they love themselves and wanted themselves more, they would understand their truth and speak it to you. Lying to themselves about being happy and their heart's guarded with you all the time. They don't give it freely. And they don't speak their truth freely. Those are big problems. And you even admitted here, the obstacle is that they won't be honest with themselves. You called it. Yes, I see you being guided towards your manifestation, honey. Okay. Oh, make sure that's the right side up. Okay. Express your love, heart-to-heart conversations. I have no doubt that you did. And you do try to have heart-to-heart conversations, I believe, with this person. And I told you if you have to ask more than once. And if you are still not satisfied with the answer, it's because you know they're lying to themselves. To you. I have no doubt you expressed your love. Like always, you have a big, beautiful heart, and like always, I see somebody twisting something in it. There's a reason why you feel emotionally abandoned and sexually neglected. They're one and the same. You have what looks like the opportunity here for a true love commitment and to stay optimistic about your love life. And that's what I'm saying. I've seen the optimism dance around your palm. You have a very strong inclination that an ace surrounds you. You kind of have an idea of who they are. You manifest them. Yes, that's where your optimism seems to shine, and you seem to know that it's there for you. It's just kind of like, not yet, I'm still warming up to it. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. Romanticism, number 33. Yes. Oh no, you romanticize the ideal, the ocean. Heavy water here. Have you had fantasies about something to do with an ocean or a beach? Romanticism. Walking on the beach with your ideal person while the moon is out. Why is that so influential? You've had romantic ideas of walking with somebody along the beach or along the shoreline, oceans, water, heavy influence of water. I want to be where you were when the moon was out. Conquest, feelings. You've met somebody here, I don't know who. I don't know who. You made a conquest of somebody's feelings, I think. This is either you wish to kind of conquest your person's feelings, but I'm seeing it generically. I don't know what it ties to, but you made a conquest of somebody's feelings. And it feels good. It feels good. Is this the person we romanticized about? Is that your Six of Cups? Conquest of someone's feelings. That's where the heart flows. Okay, anything else? Yes. Yes, I see you dancing around the subject, but you'll eventually get there in your own time. Feeling of lack from the past that haunts you. Suffering. Always feel like you're left to want and in lack. There again is the depiction of the ocean. It's like everybody gets to enjoy all that deep water except for me. You always felt like you were lacking in love in the past, or neglected, or there wasn't enough love to spare. That is never enough for you. It seems like everybody else gets to have access to it except you. North Node, understanding your purpose. Some of you, Taurus, is your North Node. But whatever it is your North Node is, that is your purpose in terms of characteristics that you should adopt. So, for instance, my North Node is Leo. So when confronted with change or challenge or being confrontational with myself, that's when I need or best served to step into that Leo energy to do those things. The opposite of the South Node. So the South Node, for instance, for me is Aquarius, which means I have a huge tendency to overthink things, which always gets me into trouble. So when in confrontation, it's best I step into the North Node, not the South Node. And for some people, it's the reverse. It's not a knock on one or the other. Some people need to Leo's their South Node. You know, and they need to step into that Aquarian energy. So it's whatever it is to you is my point. Whatever your North Node is, that's what you're meant to abide by. Follow that like a star. particularly overcoming your sense of past lack and suffering. Okay, you don't have to suffer anymore, honey. Not when you know there's something else there for you. There's no need to suffer. There is plenty to go around. Your manifestation is proving that point. There's plenty of love for you. And here's the thing, you know it too. So, you know, if you don't want to go like this, and more like this, step into it. There was, excuse me, there were seeds of spring that were planted, well, in spring, for some of you. Very strong ideas, knowledge, seeds, something was planted, possibly by your soul tie, I don't know. There might have been a strong connectivity point with your person around whomever it is that you were manifesting, I believe. Your soul tie, your contract. Last spring. There might have been a reunion during that time. And some very strong seeds were sown. How those seeds are grown depends on how much you water them. Yes. Family, home, commitment. It's all you've ever wanted. I've seen that for you before. Family, home, commitment. Some of you might have children. Children might be involved. But yes. So all we wanted was family, home, commitment. I will have to, again, you have a commitment to you too. And the more you honor that commitment of self, the more you find commitment in other places that are actually good for you. Okay? All right, honey. I think that's, no, you know. Okay. I'm still doing good. I'm still doing good. I'm still doing good. Oh. Yeah. For some of you, I'm not seeing much progress because I told you it was going like this. You are authorizing the manifestation and you're moving towards it slowly with a lot of resistance from you. So when this says not anytime soon, I believe you. I know how you are. You want to be sure. Okay? And it's going to come at a cost to you until you find your comfort zone about your direction and why you're doing it and what you're actually doing and so forth. So when it says not anytime soon, and around your next birth season, I believe it. Okay. And that's this pre-existing situation. Yeah, so it's around there, your birth season, April, May. I literally focused for a brief second on that Six of Cups. I wanted to see if there was any traction with that energy. And immediately what flew out was November. Okay. So could be Scorpio or Sagittarian energy around that time, but just said November. There's a confirmation for some of you. That just went down. There might be some energy there exchanged. Okay. All right, Taurus, honey. I do hope this helps you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Even progress, slow, is nonetheless progress. I am glad to see the Taurus I'm looking at. You're shifting into what's correct for you by understanding the commitment to yourself first. And then the commitment to your larger goals in this life are a reflection of you. Everything begins with the self. You can either stay in a union with somebody or whatever that relationship is, where they lie to themselves, thus lie to you, and it's like, is this what I've always wanted? Is this the commitment that I've always wanted? Or did I always hope and dream for something bigger? Did I dream of an ocean of love? Where it seems like everybody else gets to frolic in the ocean and I don't. Why do I always feel left out? Why do I always feel like I'm lacking? Why do I never feel like I'm completely rolled in there like everyone else? How come not me? How come not me? Oh, honey, it can be you. The relationships you choose are a reflection of yourself. That's why you have to choose you first. And then other things will fall into place. The other things you want to fall into place, you're already manifesting, so you might as well come to terms. But hey, that's easy for me to say, right? There's the cards on the table. For you living it, you're like, hey, it's gonna take me a minute, Christina. I know. That's one of my favorites, honey. you know, also the most frustrating. But hey, what is a tarot reader without their best challenge? No, honestly. You take me some interesting places in tarot, but honestly, honey, I get more shit from Leo. Is Leo. No, honestly, you don't give me a hard time. You give yourself a hard time. That's what you do. I get to turn this off. At the end of the day, I'm done. Poof. You're the one who ultimately gives yourself a hard time, and the speed entirely comes down to you and your comfort zone and what it is you're willing to do for you. Because I can see what they're not willing to do for themselves, and that's be honest with themselves. And you have to ask yourself if you can live with that. It's a rhetorical question. Okay, honey. I do hope this message finds you well. But yeah, no, you are making progress. And I like your manifestation. And I like how you're acknowledging the aces in your life. You are. I even see you opening up at some point in the future. Like, I want more of this, please, and less of that. You are making it happen. You are making it happen. Who else is gonna? Alright. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.